Okay, so I think it's working now. Wow, that was obnoxious. Holy hell, that was obnoxious. Oh, man. We're back. I'm exhausted. But we're back. I'm on Kick. I'm on YouTube. I actually found out the issue. I was on... It was going to be on Twitch as well, which, by the way, if anybody has Twitch, be sure to follow me, twitch.tv/JKBogan. I am going to be streaming on there as well as Kick. But I just realized, and this is so stupid, it actually makes me want to cancel my Restream account. Because I had Twitch toggled and I have the free account, you could only have 2 on the free account. It literally blocked my stream key. So the entire time I wasn't doing anything wrong, and neither was OBS. It was actually Restream blocking the stream key. So unreal. Thank you guys for waiting. I'm pissed off as hell because you guys wait so long, and I really appreciate it. I do a show on YouTube, and then of course I do it right after YouTube. I come on here. Well, I've been fiddling around with that for the last 45 minutes trying to get it to work. So just found that out. All right. So I got my thoughts on this game. Rams do win. I don't want to come off as negative. I had an issue with the way this thing ended. I had an issue with the fact that, this team, I'm glad the offense woke up, but this team continues to just let teams stick with them. This should have been a 38-14 ball game. They absolutely looked like the better team. They outplayed the Patriots in all facets: receiving yards, rushing yards, passing yards. Defense was so much better. But I do have reasons as to why, and I want to give credit where credit's due. I think that, the Patriots did a really nice job in attacking this defense the only way you really can. It's the same way you attack a defense with Aaron Donald on it. You get rid of the ball quickly, you dump it off, you dink and dunk, and it basically nullifies the pass rush if you do it well enough. And that also, it was a blessing for them, but it was a curse. It ended up, leading to them losing the game. So I'm going to explain why. But first, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to support the channel if you haven't already. Okay, let's take it from the top. Matthew Stafford. All right. This was a huge game for him. To have 4 touchdowns after not throwing one last week, huge. Or rather this week, huge. Needed this, okay? Patriots have kind of a sneaky defense. They create a lot of pressure. You saw that against the Bears last week. A lot of pressure. I think they had like 27, 29 pressures, and they had like 8 sacks. They create a lot of pressure. They also have Christian Gonzalez, who can cancel out a receiver. Normally, didn't do it today. They have sneaky players like a Marcus Jones, a Jonathan Jones, a Kyle Duggar, right? Jelani Tavai. In the interior, they got Christian Barmore back, right? So they have players here where you're like, okay, this team is a team. Like they can, they're fighting. They're 3-7 going into this game. They know the AFC is wide open because it's dog water. They're 2 games out of the loss column for the 7th spot. So yeah, you're going to get the Patriots. You're going to get the best Patriots you've probably seen all year. Drake May, week 11, has started a few games at this point. He's feeling good, right? So the Rams played a desperate and quote-unquote dangerous team in the Patriots. I'm not going to sit here and try and, redo history or tell you something that it's not. This is still a 3-7 team, but they've been in a lot of games. They have talent. Demario Douglas is a stud. He's very explosive. They have Austin Hooper. They have Hunter Henry, Kendrick Bourne. These all of them are good players, right? Drake May, I'm very high on. Ramondre Stevenson, Antonio Gibson. They have some guys. Now, the offensive line, not so much. And that's really why I was like, oh, the Rams are going to destroy them. But the Patriots did a nice job just getting rid of the ball quickly. Matthew Stafford had to have 4 touchdowns today, unfortunately, for them to win. So I'm glad he had them. But the Rams, they continue to keep these games close, and it's concerning because they've lost games because of this. New England scored 9 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. The Rams didn't score in the fourth quarter. They didn't score in the first. They scored 28 in the second and third combined. But look, they scored 28 points. This is what we've been asking for. I don't care who it was against. This is a step in the right direction. They have things they need to clean up for sure. The penalties, regardless if it was Sean Smith being incompetent because he's one of the worst referees you'll ever watch, or, just a bad, inexcusable, undisciplined move. Well, penalties are penalties. They still hurt. So there were some awful throws of the flag. One coming to mind is Jalen McCullough playing, pretty well in coverage and then gets shoved down to the ground. I don't know how, but he gets ruled as a defensive pass interference. And then the same thing happens to Ahkello Witherspoon later on the final drive, gets pushed down, and then they get the DPI somehow. I don't know. The referee is incompetent. I've watched Sean Smith for years. All he wants to do is throw flags and talk and be the center of attention. He's terrible at his job. He shouldn't be allowed to do his job. I'd be more critical, but I think I said my piece. He's terrible. He's bad for the sport. I could go on, but I've watched him destroy multiple games. And keep in mind, he also called that Steelers game back in, I think it was 2010 or 2020, with Jared Goff, where Goff threw the ball and it went past, the first down marker, and they said it was a fumble, and it really cost him the game because Minkah Fitzpatrick took it back for, a fumble and a touchdown. I agree. Refs need to do better, Luke, 100%. But at the same time, I need to do better. I need to stop talking about the refs. Why am I giving them the time of day? They don't matter. They're not good. Let's move on. Okay, talking football here. I like the passing attack, okay? There were some things I had issues with. We'll get to that. But I like the passing attack. I like getting Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua involved early on. They really force-fed Puka Nacua, got him comfortable, got him some hits. And, he just immediately, benefited from that. And it definitely paid off for the Rams, we'll say. As far as Cooper Kupp goes, Cooper Kupp is Cooper Kupp. Anyone that thought that this guy was washed or has lost a step, he hasn't lost a step. No. The offense hasn't been good enough to get him involved, but he's not hurt. He's fine. Puka's fine. You saw it today. 13 catches combined for 229 yards and 3 touchdowns. Not too bad on 19 targets. Matthew Stafford was in his bag today. You saw it. Definitely some huge throws. The 1-2, Colby Parkinson especially, is to me the throw of the game. That was incredible catch by Colby. This is why they went out and they signed him. This is why I was high on him to begin with. This is a guy who you signed. You gave him the money that you're expecting him to be. You didn't really get a good bargain on it. You basically paid him like what you're hoping he's going to end up being, kind of like how Jared Cook was paid by the Rams. I remember he was coming from the Titans, and people were like, oh, he deserves this contract. And I'm like, what did he do with the Titans? Sure enough, he didn't really deserve the contract. All I remember Jared Cook for is dropping passes and shoving Austin Davis on the sideline after dropping what would have been the game winner against the Dallas Cowboys. I don't mean to throw shade, but I'm just being honest with you. So, anyway, point being, nice to see Colby Parkinson, albeit it was only 1 target today. Nice to see him catch a touchdown. I love the way they used Tutu Atwell. I would have liked to see more, obviously. But I love the way they used him. This is somebody that can just clear out the field, right? You see the speed. You have to respect the speed. Regardless of how you feel about him, he's not Justin Jefferson. He's not CeeDee Lamb, whatever. He's Tutu Atwell. That's fine. But that speed and his ability to catch the ball or draw a PI, he's dangerous. That's just the reality of it. So you talk about a guy that can create those things at the second and third level, and it opens up the underneath, which we saw to Puka Nacua. Now, of course, that was all for naught because Stafford ends up missing his 5th touchdown pass of the game. Should have been 5. Just overthrows Cooper Kupp in the back pylon of the end zone. But in addition to that, you had a rare miss from Josh Carty, chip shot range just right off the uprights. Really, inexcusable, unfortunate. He'll bounce back from it. I'm not asking to cut him or anything like that. But I had to, of course, mention it. In addition to that, like that you saw Blake Corum a little bit in this game. I thought he got a little comfortable. You saw some good things out of him. I want to point out something with Blake Corum, though, and I mean no shade. He's not on the team anymore. Cam Akers, I'm glad he's doing well. I've never once seen Cam Akers have the cut that Blake Corum had today. There was nobody there. He ran. Normally, when I watched Cam, he would run right into the wall and try to use his strength to outmuscle the defense. And I watched Blake Corum go from the left tackle spot, seeing that there is nothing there, sliding all the way with his shuffling, and he gets outside and is able to run and get the first down. That was a hell of a run by Corum because there's nothing there. The play is essentially dead. And really, you shouldn't have the athleticism to be able to go from keeping your shoulders square right behind the left tackle to moving over to the point where you're able to get outside and run near the sideline. Great play by him. You're starting to see more of those plays. He's a good running back. You can clearly see he's going to have a future in this league. But the reality of the situation is that Kyren Williams is clearly the better running back. He's more reliable in pass protection, and that is why, of course, he gets the lion's share of the carries. Why did he only get 15 carries today? No idea. Why did they only run it 24 times for 107 yards, which is a 4.5 yards per carry average? Don't know. But I did like what I saw in the run game. I thought they could have had 170 plus, kind of like what Cam Akers did the last time the Rams played the Patriots. But the reality is that they did not want to do that. They wanted to throw the football. They saw clearly some opportunities. And so that's where we're at right now. But I have to say, though, I really would have liked to see them run the ball a little bit more. The offensive line just cleaned house today. Thought they did a really nice job. Bo Limmer in at center over Jonah Jackson. I'll explain my piece on that, but that was some good stuff. In addition to that, I thought the pass pro, really kept Stafford clean. We've seen Stafford and what he can do. Now, if you blitz Stafford, he's going to kill you, which he did on the Cooper Kupp touchdown, 69 yards. But when you don't blitz Stafford and you still get pressure, now that's going to affect Stafford, right? He's not the best under pressure. He's really good against the blitz because he's smart enough and he's quick enough and he's knowledgeable enough to see, okay, this is the open man and this is the open man. As soon as that happens, he's able to use his arm and get it to a receiver. So that is something that I will say about Stafford. Now, I thought all in all, 28 points from the offense, that was pretty darn good. I had issues with the ending, okay? And I'm sure a lot of people did. You're talking about a 3rd and 6 here. First down wins the game, effectively ends the game. There's no chance they're coming back. They only have like one timeout left, whatever. And we see them go for kind of a jugular shot where you have Matthew Stafford trying to go back shoulder near the sideline to Puka Nacua. And look, it would have been a crazy play if he called it. He did get his hands on it. So you know the rule, you're supposed to catch it if you get your hands on it. But at the same time, I just got to be honest with you guys. I didn't like the play even if it worked. To me, the way I see it is if you're throwing that, then you're also open to it being a 4-down territory and going for on 4th down. Not only did they not kick the field goal on 4th down, they punted. Now, there's a reason for that, and I'm going to explain. First off, I had an issue with the punting because I felt like, Josh Carty could have used a little bit of a boost in his his mental state because he did he totally missed a chip shot. But in addition to that, I think he would have made it. But in addition to that, though, it's not necessarily like about that, right? When it comes to Josh Carty and making or missing a field goal, they should not have been in that spot. You push yourself in 3rd and long, and then a penalty happens, and now it's 4th and long, and you're punting. Well, I also want to point out something, okay? And this will be my segue into the defense. To be fair, okay, the Rams' defense is really good, and they force a lot of pressure. Do not let the numbers discourage you, which, by the way, the numbers would indicate that this team just continues to stifle the ground game. This is one of the worst run defenses I've ever seen at the beginning of the year. And then since the bye, this is what they've done. It's pretty incredible when you think about it, pretty remarkable. But they have held all their running backs to under 100 yards rushing. And you could say that's not a big deal, you know, especially in the committee backfield era, but it absolutely is. Now, when it comes to who they played since the bye week, going in order, Alex Madison for the Raiders. Some might just scoff at and say Alex Madison's a nobody. He's not. He's a good player, doesn't get a lot of opportunity or, attention because Zamir White's there. But Alexander Madison was good on the Vikings too. Guy that averaged close to 5 yards per carry. They held him to 23 carries to 92 yards. Aaron Jones, 19 carries for 58 yards. How about Kenneth Walker? Yeah, he ran 25 times. He only had 83 yards, including the game-losing stop. In addition to that, Davon A-Chain, 12 carries for 37 yards. And Ramondre Stevenson, 20 carries for 73 yards. I know they are going to be going up against Saquon Barkley. I am aware of that, and I don't want to jump the gun here because we're talking about the Patriots game. But to act like they're going to get completely roasted as if you just haven't watched football, the Rams football, the last 5 games, I don't know what to tell you. This is one of the best run defenses right now in football. If we're talking about the last 5 games, this is one of the best defenses in football. That's what's not being talked about nearly enough. This is a team that not only can stop the run at will and can rush the passer at will, but in addition to that, they're also forcing turnovers. They forced 2 today, right? So they do a really nice job. They deserve more credit for that. So I wanted to give them that. But looking at the defense here, because we talked about the offense, man, what a game from the defense. And before anybody says, I know they struggled to start the game. I'm aware they gave up a lot of yards. You have to understand also, they were on the field a long time. How long, you might ask? Oh, no big deal. They were almost on the field 15 minutes more than the Patriots defense. 15. I don't know if I've ever seen time possession battle this ridiculous in a 1-score game. But the Patriots quite literally had the ball for 37 minutes, okay? They had the ball for 37 minutes. The Rams had for 22-40, right? The Patriots had for 37-20. The point is the defense was on the field all day, okay? And it's because of the explosives. That's one thing that's fascinating about today. The Rams haven't had explosives. They've had to go down the field and have just this small margin for error and have to convert, whether it's second or third down. They really had to keep the chains moving. They were having 12 to 15 play drives. That's the reality of it. The Rams were having 12 to 15 play drives. You look at the touchdown drive, they had 9 plays on the first touchdown. They had 1 play on the second, of course, because of the fumble. And then they had a missed field goal that went 11 plays. They had a touchdown that went 2, and that's it. So the 4 touchdowns they had, 9, 1, 2, and 7. Okay. So because of that, as much as we love touchdowns, as much as they help, you had 2 instances where you put your defense back on the field quickly. Okay. With those touchdowns, 2 and 1 play, right? You had the demoralizing missed field goal that went 11 plays, 62 yards. You missed the field goal there. That is demoralizing. It didn't let them beat them though. That's the good thing. Okay. But I just have to point that out because, I think that matters there when we're talking about these touchdowns and, you're having 1-2 play drives. Well, the defense means they're going right back on the field. Right. So I think the defense was really gassed, which is my issue with the way that they decided to go about it, at the end of the game. The way I saw it was this, right? The way I saw it was this. They punted but they started at their own 30. You have an 18-yard pass to Cooper Kupp. That makes it a first down. You get a 2-yard run from Kyren Williams. You get a 5-yard run from Kyren Williams. Now it's 3rd and 3. You get it to Puka Nacua, picks up 6. You are at the New England 39, okay? Incomplete pass going to Demarcus Robinson, okay? 2nd and 10. You get 4 out of Cooper Kupp. Now it's a 3rd and 6, and you go deep to Puka Nacua, 20-plus yards downfield, and it stops the clock, which, by the way, at that point, it was 2:27 in the game, and they still had 2 timeouts left, I believe. So you stop the clock, but in addition to that, you force yourself into one of those no man's land type of decisions. You're at the New England 35-yard line. This should have been a field goal attempt, but at the same time, this should not have been the game. They should not have even had a chance to go down the field and win the game. This should have been taken care of. That was my issue. I thought the defense played very, very well. Again, I understand that they missed some things, but this is what we're talking about. All of these quick drives and these explosives, while we love them, they're a blessing and they are a curse. And the curse and the reality is these players, right? So when you have these things, these players are going to have to deal with that. Okay, so these players are like you and I. Obviously, they're crazy good athletes. That's no doubt about it. But keep in mind, everyone has stamina. Everyone depletes their stamina. Okay, everyone can lose their stamina, right? And these guys were gassed. And so that's what happened. But that's why I was so pissed about the ending. However, Sean McVay's rationale behind that was they are dinking and dunking the entire game to neutralize our pass rush. Our pass rush is so good, it's the best in the league, but we cannot hit Drake May if he's getting the ball out immediately, right? Well, when you put him in a position where now essentially you have to be, perfect. You have to be able to throw deep down the field. You are against the clock. Okay, when you put them in that position, now they can't dink and dunk, right? Now they have to test down the field. And that's where Sean McVay and the Rams knew they were good. They knew this was going to go their way because they knew the defense was not only going to make the stop, but also Drake May, and I believe he's capable of it, but based on the offense, we have not seen Drake May be able to really throw deep down the field in this game. Now, he has done it in other games, sure. He didn't do it in this one. And so Sean McVay picked up on the patterns, watched how it went. This is a strategic game. Football is its own science, after all. Saw how it went, was like, nope, we are not. And I repeat, we are not going to go for it. We're going to punt it back, and we're going to make them beat us because they can't do it. They are going to throw an interception. And sure enough, that is exactly what happened. So interesting thing there. I totally understand it. I still didn't like it, but I totally understand the rationale behind it. The entire point of doing that is essentially, hey, this is a team that has gotten most of their points in these explosive plays, if they had any. These type of plays, they've gotten them, through that avenue. So that's the reality there. But I think the defense deserves just way more credit than they get. That it's that honest. Honestly, it's just that simple. The offense scoring 28, huge. What does this mean for the Rams? They're 5-5. They're the 9th seed in the NFC, not just the NFC West. We're talking about the entire NFC. They are the 9th seed. Of course, there are not 9 teams in the playoffs. It's going to be tough. Okay, let's be honest here. The 49ers right now, they are ahead 5-4. If they lose to the Seahawks, they're up 7-6. They are at the Seattle 18. If the 49ers beat Seattle, they improve to 6-4 and are a game up on the Rams. However, if the 49ers lose this game, the Rams become the 8th seed. Now, being the 8th seed, they're still out quite a ways. Washington is 7-4. Green Bay is 7-3. Minnesota is 8-2. Cardinals are 6-4, Falcons 6-4, although it looks like they're going to be 6-5 with the way the Broncos are playing. Philadelphia is 8-2, and the Lions are 9-1. It's not going to be easy to win this division. It's just not, and it's not going to be easy to make the playoffs if you don't win the division, or even if you do, because you're going to have to earn the division. So look, the playoffs are loaded for the NFC. The AFC side, as I've said, you look at number 7, Denver Broncos. They have 5 wins right now. They're the Rams record, right? Then you have the Ravens, who are 7-4. You have the Chargers, who are 6-3. The Texans 6-4. Then you have the Bills 8-2, Steelers 8-2, and the Chiefs 9-0. So the point is that they have a lot of winning left to do, but this does help. Let's not act like it doesn't. The Rams really needed this one. They needed to win convincingly and get some momentum back, because I felt like they kind of lost it all against the Dolphins, rightfully so. They went into their home and embarrassed them in front of everybody. So, you're going to get that. But all in all, this season is not over, as I've said. And I would not look too much in this point margin against the Patriots. They don't blow teams out. They keep teams in it. It's frustrating, but that is who they are. I'm always going to complain about it. That's who I am. But that's who they are. And so, yeah. I think when you look at the Rams right now, this is where we're at. Simply put, this is where we're at. We are at the fact that they are 5-5. They would like help from the 49ers, but it's not dire. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. It doesn't mean good, doesn't mean bad. The Rams, if they win the rest of their games, they're in the playoffs, no doubt about it. The point I'm making, I'm not saying they're going to win the rest of their games, but the point I'm making is that they really, while they don't control their own destiny, they absolutely do. Okay? You can win enough games to get into the playoffs. You can win enough games to win your division. We'll see if they do it. But I just think, end of the day, this Rams team has shown enough for me where I do think eventually they will put it together. We'll get a good fourth quarter. We'll get a good first quarter, second, and third. And I think it's going to be a movie when that happens. Keep in mind, this is around the last time. So when this happened last year, this was the start of that crazy run the Rams went on where that offense didn't even look like a playoff offense. And then all of a sudden, this run happened and it just changed everything. So, they could have a run like that and could absolutely change everything. We'll see how it goes. But I'm definitely not out on this team. I'm very curious about the San Francisco-Seattle game for sure, because, that just kind of opens up the door further in that division. So, we'll see there. But, yeah, I think right now you have to feel good about where the Rams are at, all things considered. They started 1-4, had injury after injury. Now you're starting to see, hopefully, the injuries simmer down. It looks at that to be the case. But, stranger things have happened. So, look, I think the Rams, they got as much of a shot against the Eagles as they've had against anybody next week. I really believe that. I'll be there, of course, as you know. I do feel like they're going to win. I do. I really do. And, it's funny because when you have, you have that Eagles game, and the Eagles are coming off that Thursday night game against, their Thursday night game against the Commanders, right? When you have that game, that's the thing, is that they dominated the Commanders. So right now, everyone is high on the Eagles. They're acting like they've dominated everyone all year. That has not necessarily been the truth. And I'm gladly here to explain it. But yes, the Eagles, this has been their season. They beat the Packers by 5 points in, I think it was Germany or Brazil, one of them. I think it was Brazil. They lost to the Falcons by 1 point. They beat the Saints by 3. They lost to the Bucks by 17. They barely beat the Browns. They destroyed the Giants. They beat the Bengals by 20. They barely beat the Jaguars. They beat the Cowboys pretty badly, and they just dominated the Commanders. It doesn't even look, score at 26-18 doesn't even look like it, that's what it was. So, point being, this Eagles team, Up next, they got the Rams, obviously, on Sunday Night Football. They have the Ravens. That's not going to be easy. They have the Panthers. That should be easier. They have the Steelers, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants. This team is not a shoo-in for anything. Okay, keep that in mind. They have to play the Rams, the Ravens at home. Then they have to play the Steelers, and they're back at home against the Commanders. Hopefully, they're obviously expecting a better, game this time around. But look, this is what I'm talking about, okay? You're going to get every team's best. You're the Rams. Everyone knows who you are. They don't like you. They don't want you to trade with anybody. You're always going to get their best. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. But how's everyone doing? Man. What a game, though. It was ugly. I'm not even pulling punches on this one. It was ugly. Ugliest 4-touchdown passing game I've ever seen. Defense was fun, but even still, the defense, while they created pressure and they had some sacks, they would have had way more, but because of the game plan of the Patriots, which was smart, by the way, to just dink and dunk it, it neutralized the sack rush. So that's what we have there. So, yeah, I see a super chat here. Man of Paradox. Hey, Jake, more offensive diversity. Quorum 2-2. D-Rob must put nail in the coffin. His fails on Sean McVay. I agree. Way too close. Let's effing beat Philly resoundingly. I'm here for that. Thank you so much for the 10. Man of Paradox. Green Substance. Thank you so much for the gifted membership. Appreciate you. So, yeah, it's... It stands to reason why, like, I understand people are really doom and gloom about the team. I didn't come out exactly just jumping for joy about this game. I think there are definitely some issues. I think there are things that they need to clean up. It's simply put. But at the end of the day, I'm proud of the fact the Rams went on the road. They went cross country despite that win that could kill them. They fought back harder. I think they really can make the playoffs. Will they? Again, they have to prove that to me. But I definitely think they can. That Eagles game is so huge with that, though, because, we don't really know. So that's what that would really come down to. So, yeah. Starting to worry about the Rams. They could play Detroit after the Detroit bye. Hey, you never know. I know I want that. I want revenge. Sorry, Amber. Oh, man. I need a nap. How'd you know? I'm exhausted, if you can't tell. Oh, let's address the elephant in the room. A lot of people seem to be giving Ahkello some shit. Are you kidding me? He was clearly shoved. He was shoved, and then they called DPI. And people the problem is, and we can't do this. We got to be smarter fans. We got to be smarter analysts. Ahkello Witherspoon was shoved. And then he's playing off his man just like the guy across from him. And people are mad he gave up the touchdown. Newsflash, any corner in that position is giving up the touchdown. That's not on Ahkello Witherspoon. He had fine coverage. It's the way that they had him playing. That's it. That was the play. I wouldn't have called that. I don't think he had a bad game, though. Like, I'll wait. I'll see what they give him on PFF, and I'll have to go back and watch the film. But I don't think he had a bad game. Now, if you want to say the Giants game was a bad game last year, okay, he was also playing with a groin injury. That was a bad game, though. But, it's just, he hasn't lost a step. No, he hasn't. He has not lost a step. Guys, it's this knee-jerk reaction. Okay, first off, not every corner... No. Scratch that. No corner is perfect. If you watch Sauce Gardner, but too many given up slants. How many slants did he give up, Patrick? I'm asking you, how many slants has he given up? That was his first touchdown he's given up all year. Everyone else has given up a touchdown in the secondary. That was his first touchdown given up. He has not given up too many slants. He barely gives up slants. They don't go his way there. It absolutely is knee jerk because you have people that they'll watch the broadcast view. So you're only getting half the story. You barely see him on the screen. And then you see him that split second when the ball goes to him. And if it's not batted away, people are like, he's trash. He's not trash. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I will push back against that. People are like, well, you defend Kello too much. I defend Kello because it's ridiculous how much hate he gets. He gave up, 40 yards the other day? He probably gave up less than 40 today. And maybe he gave up 40. But, that's a good day. What do you want him to do? Do you want him to have 5 targets for 0 receptions? It's not realistic. He's not Darrelle Revis. He also plays a hybrid. They play in zone. They play in man. He's not just asked to be on an island. And in addition to that, they take him out. They put him in on certain plays and what have you. So he doesn't I don't understand. That's my thing. I don't really get it. I really don't get it. And it's just funny to me because mum's the word when he plays well. There are just people that have it out for this guy. And it's just funny to me because, let's see, I got one. Oh, man, I want to find it because it's funny. I saw PFF share it, and I want to find it so bad. But it was basically, I just saw it the other day. Basically, it was, I know how I'll find it. Yep, here it is. Oh, would you look at that? Which defenders prevented the most separation in week 9? Ahkello Witherspoon, 84.62%. He was 4th in the league. You had J.C. Horn, Kyer Elam, Cam Smith, Ahkello Witherspoon, Quentin Lake. And people will be like, he's trash. But Aramic, Ahkello been getting burned multiple times. So instead of just saying a blanket statement, tell me the multiple times he's been burned. That's the thing. No one ever tells me when he was burned, and I could pretty much debunk any of those times because he doesn't get burned. He's right there. So if the guy drops, that's the thing I find funny. AZZA, here's a simple question for Witherspoon haters. Him or White? Question. I'll go first. Witherspoon all day. Should have got White's contract. Absolutely. And by the way, you can make an argument if he got White's contract, they might have won the Lions game. You know what? Thank you. That's what I'm just going to start saying because I can't argue with this anymore. I mean, it's pointless. No one will hear you out because people have their minds made up when it comes to Ahkello Witherspoon and other players like that. But when you look in coverage, right? Tre'Davious White gave up that touchdown. Did he not? That huge touchdown to the Lions. So, like, do you think Kello gives that up? I don't. I can tell you there was a moment in the game where they had Durant in there, and the ball was underthrown, and Durant didn't. It was underthrown, but thrown over his head, and wasn't thrown well. And Durant wasn't tall enough to get it. But had they had 6'3" Witherspoon in there, that's probably a pick. But yeah, guys, we can go back to 266 yards given up to, not actually, but we can go back to, Marvin Harrison Jr. torching the Rams in week 2. That was great. Awesome stuff. So, yeah, say what you will about Kello, but, and I don't even want to do that, because if I say, like, oh, yeah, it could always be worse, that's like me saying he's not a good player. He's having a fine season. I don't know. People don't like him. It is what it is, but this is why I defend people like that. It's why I defended Carson Wentz, because everyone was obsessed with Jared Goff and said Goff was way better. Wentz was way better than Jared Goff. Wasn't even close. If Wentz went to the Rams, they'd probably win Super Bowl in 2018. The reality of the situation is that Wentz tore his ACL, wasn't never the same. This stuff happens all the time, and then that's just how it is. But I'll defend players who get picked on for no reason. I just, But, like, my thing here is that Kobe Durant was playing really, really well at the beginning of the year, and now he's kind of tailed off a little bit, and I clearly see Kello is better. So, I don't know. There are people that don't like him, whatever. Complaining about the defense is the last thing you should be doing. Defense is the only reason this team is still in the fight. Imagine if this defense, all right, let's talk about this. Since the bye, right? They were 1-4. Of course, they had to make a huge stop against the 49ers, which they could have lost. So they could have been 0-5 going into the bye. Defense gets a huge stop against the Raiders, despite the fact that, by the way, Kello had a huge pass breakup in that game. They don't get the interception on Gardner Minshew, pushing him into his own end zone and heaving it up there without Kello breaking that pass up on third down, which, by the way, on second down, which, by the way, I found funny. NFL.com and the Rams edited that video out of the Rams and Raiders highlights. Edited it right out. So I don't know. There's this thing against Ahkello Witherspoon. I don't know what it is. But it's insanity. They literally edited out how amazing his pass breakup was in that game against the Raiders. So I'm not blaming the defense, because they lose that Raiders game if the defense doesn't step up. They lose the 49er game if the defense doesn't step up. That would have been 0-6. The Vikings game, the defense stepped up, but I thought the offense played well enough to win that game. That was the first time all year where I was like, yeah, the offense played well enough to win that game. So that would be 1-6. And then the defense had to step up against Seattle. Offense only had 13 points. And then you had Miami. The offense didn't do anything. And then the Patriots game, the defense once again had to step up, but the offense did play well enough to win the game. So I would say if the defense wasn't playing at the level they're playing at, do you know what record they would be right now? They'd have 2 wins. They'd have 2 wins. So the last thing I'm going to do is sit here and argue about the defense, because they'd be 2-8 right now. This is a 2-8 ball club if this defense played half as good as they're playing right now. That's the truth. So I'm not going to nitpick about the defense. Blank face introvert, thank you so much for the 2. Which KU cornerback do you prefer? That's tough. I know some people think Kobe, Bryant is is the better one. I love Mello Dotson. I love Kobe Bryant. If I had to choose, I kind of have a weird feeling Mello Dotson is going to be the better player. So I guess I'll say Mello Dotson. But I think they're both, I mean, they're two of the best corners in the country. So, you know, one of them could end up on the Rams. Who knows? We'll have plenty of content for that during the offseason. But luckily, we don't have to start that up. I did say if the Rams lost this game, we would start our draft content. Not as heavy as I've done in years past, obviously during the offseason. But definitely would have started pushing that. By the way, that very interesting game right now. The Seahawks have taken the lead. So I must have missed that. But yeah, the Seahawks took the lead. And the fascinating thing here, hold on a second, because I only see the scoreboard or whatever the hell. What is going on right now? My whole thing is lagging right now. Okay, yeah. So the Seahawks took the lead. And okay, cool. So it's 13-10. That's a huge game. That is a huge game for the Rams because the Rams have the tiebreaker on San Francisco and move up to the second spot if the 49ers lose this game. So huge, huge, huge game for the Rams. If Seattle pulls this off, the Rams have tiebreakers over Seattle and LA. Also, you have to think about it like this. You have to, because this is a 49ers team that never dies. They never go away, right? The 49ers, if they beat the Rams and they tie them, so if they beat them on Thursday Night Football and these two teams tie, it would go to the division record, not conference. As of right now, the Rams are 2-1. The 49ers are 1-2. Okay? The 49ers would tie with the Rams with a win against the Rams. So the Rams would go down to 2-2 and the 49ers would go to 2-2. At that point, it would be wins in the conference. The Rams, just based on this, the 49ers would be 4-3 and the Rams would be 3-5. The 49ers would have the tiebreaker, right? However, if they lose this game, Seattle, who has pretty much no chance of winning a conference or a divisional tiebreaker because they'd be 1-2 here. Although if they beat the Rams a second time and the Cardinals, they'd be in business, but that's asking a lot. They're 0-2 right now. Seattle would be 5-5. The Rams would be 5-5. The 49ers would be 5-5. But the most important thing here, when you're looking at a division this close, the 49ers, right, if they lose this game, will be 1-3 in the division. That puts them in a really tough spot. Really tough. So if you're not rooting for Seattle, then you don't like the Rams, because this is how you make up for the crap that was Monday Night Football against the Dolphins. If Seattle can come through here, this would be a mega win. Mega. Giga. Whatever you want to call it. Huge. Huge win. Like, they need it. Yeah, Edwin, they did break BYU's winning streak. The punt off the guy's helmet. So funny. I feel for BYU, but at the same time, if Kansas if Kansas had the luck that they got against BYU and it didn't happen against them in the final 2 minutes, Kansas is probably a playoff team. So the season's annoyed me. 49ers are driving, by the way. They are at the end of the third quarter here, wrapping it up. They're in Seattle territory now, so they are, of course, driving, and they're going to try and score, and likely will, because, now they're going to respond. They're at home, of course. Seattle has really just been kind of owned by the 49ers, so we'll see if they can hold them off. That Atlanta-Denver game, Denver is roasting Atlanta over an open fire. I don't know why Atlanta is playing so poorly, Bo Nix needs to be talked about more. I don't know why we don't talk about him. I was hard on the kid, but he's 24 for 29 for 238 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he's not exactly throwing the superstars. I mean, Veal is his leading receiver today. So, yeah, give Bo Nix his credit. I don't really like Sean Payton, but I think he's done a nice job with Bo Nix. Not that I don't really like Sean Payton. I root against Sean Payton actively. But Bo Nix has looked really good. So, Lyle can't parallel park. That's funny. So, guys, yeah, we're going to do call-ins. Just want to let you guys know before we get to that today's sponsor, if you didn't see below, is Prize Picks. If you sign up for Prize Picks, link is in the description. Use my code JKBogan. Download the app. Play a $5 lineup. You can use NFL players. You can use NBA. You can use the NHL. All of that, right? Sign up. Use my code JKBogan. Play a $5 lineup. Win or lose, you're going to get $50 added to your account. So it's a pretty awesome deal. Definitely want to check that out. But yes, definitely go and check that out. Special shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's live stream. Kareem, how we doing? Jack, what's up? Jimmy G got a ball in the victory speech. He's helping with coaching. That's wholesome. A 1,008 followers. So at some point, I'm going to figure this whole thing out with Twitch. But if you guys could do me a huge favor right now on YouTube before we get to the call-ins. I know a lot of you have Twitch, and I know a lot of you were kind of scared off by Kick. And you're like, I don't really want to join a new site. And right now, Kick isn't exactly pushing my stuff. Their discoverability is kind of lame. I still will be streaming on it, but I'm a little disappointed. So if you guys would do me a favor, if you use Twitch or you've ever used it before, do me a favor and follow twitch.tv/JKBogan. I will be streaming on there a lot more. We'll get that resolved for the next stream. This is the last game stream that I'm going to be doing here until the Saints game because I'll be in LA next Sunday. I'll be there Sunday night. Sunday night, baby. The Eagles game is a must win if there ever was one. It's really that simple. They absolutely have to win that game. It's because they put themselves in position losing to the garbage Chicago Bears. The Dolphins, people hate on the Dolphins, but I'm telling you right now, the Dolphins are a good football team that had an unfortunate injury to Tua Tagovailoa, and that team could very well be in the playoffs right now if he didn't get hurt. And you know what? I think they're going to go on a run. I was laughed at on the NFC West Roundtable, but I'm telling you right now, they could very well go on a run. They dominated the Raiders today. The Rams couldn't even do that. They won 20-15. 49ers converted that third down. Christian McCaffrey. Steven, I am still seeing the playoffs because I do think the Rams are going to beat the Philly Eagles. I really do. I think the Rams are going to beat the Eagles and Saints. I think they're going to lose to the Bills and Niners and win out. That's how I see it. I think they lose 2 more games. Bills, 49ers, they go 10-7. Theoretically, they can only lose 2 more games. I don't know if... So here's the funny thing. And I know today wasn't the best day for Jared Verse. So what I mean by that is he didn't have like the counting stats that you're looking at, like the sacks. But Jared Verse, a lot of people don't want to admit it, and it's going to be tough. I'm not saying he'll win it. But Jared Verse isn't just going to win the Defensive Rookie of the Year award. He might get some votes for Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think people are realizing the type of player he is right now. He's already one of the best pass rushers in football. The thing that will hurt him and why he won't win is his missed tackle percentage. He's missed more tackles than any edge defender in the league. That will go against him. But make no mistake about it. Jared Verse is already one of the best pass rushers in the National Football League. I wouldn't say Fisk looks better. Their jobs are very different. Because let's not just discredit. Jared Verse has like over 49 pressures now, I think. He's got to be in the 50s. That's pretty damn good. $12-5 incoming. I love the optimism. Not even I'm that optimistic. Deebo Samuel pushed out of bounds for -1 yards, and they got the first down, of course. Of course they did, because this guy is on the field for God knows why. Ty Okada. I've never heard of him before. He's playing safety for Seattle. Yeah, they're not holding him a field goal. I don't like this at all. They're in the fourth quarter. It's on the road. 49ers are driving. It's been a 9-play, 50-yard, almost 5-minute drive. They're at the Seattle 20. I mean, they need a stop, but like I don't think that the 49ers are just going to run it right down their throat and get into the end zone. And I don't have the game on because I'm not trying to disrupt my stream just to watch a game that I'm not supposed to watch because I have a stream to run. But yeah, they're 2nd and 9. Then they're going to do the 3rd and long. Then they're going to give up the 3rd and long. I just watched them do it repeatedly on this drive, Seattle. The 49ers had 2 3rd and longs on this drive, and the Seattle Seahawks gave it up. Sound like anybody you know? I'm just saying. I know it hurts, but sometimes the truth hurts. 2nd and 9 at the Seattle 19. Let's see. Yeah, Falco, I'm doing the call-ins. There it is again. 3rd and 1. Just give up 8 yards. This Seattle team, man. I gave no chance to win this game, so I'm not surprised. I had no faith. None. Goff is not winning MVP. Nobody who threw 5 interceptions in a game is going to win MVP. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. Holding on San Francisco? Oh, we like that. Okay. Oh, it's the dreaded 3rd and 11. We already know where that's going. Oh, boy. They got him right where they want him. 3rd and 11. I just literally watched them convert 2 of them on this drive alone. I don't know if Lamar will win MVP after losing to the Steelers today. I don't think he will. I mean, he might. He still might, but I don't know. I mean, Josh Allen could very well. What did I tell you, dude? Oh, my God. They converted again. Shocking. Color me shocked. The 49ers converted a 3rd and 11 for the 3rd time on this freaking drive. My ideal O-line, Gabriel, is exactly what we saw today. I loved that offensive line. They're so scoring a touchdown. This is not good. Not good. As soon as this drive's over, I will do the call-ins. Shouldn't take too long. I don't see a lot of people in there, which is totally fine. I'm tired anyway. I have not slept, so. My upstore neighbors have, of course. My upstore neighbors have, like, absolutely killed my sleep schedule. They've never heard of a pacifier in their life, so their baby's always screaming and they're running around. So, yeah, I'm operating on no sleep. Like, not even an exaggeration. I just didn't sleep. I watched UFC because I got into UFC. The more you know. All right. Let's do this. Okay. I can hear it upstairs. Like, people are so inconsiderate. It's unreal. We don't trust Seattle to win this game, right? Because I mean, I don't. I have no faith in Seattle. If they got a stop and it was 13-13, fine. But you can't let the 49ers go down the field and score that. All the momentum is in San Francisco, man. All of them. All right. Let's see here. All right. Kevin Alvarez, you are on JE Live. How you doing? I can, although my audience can't. So let me, that's on me, not you, obviously. I shouldn't have to do this every time, but for whatever reason. All right, can you talk for me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, and then they can too. All right.
All right, cool. Shout out to my brother Omar. I know he's watching. Big fan, Jake. First time on here. Good to finally talk to you.
Yeah, awesome to talk to you. I appreciate you coming on. First time. So, I want to ask you, I'm going to give you 2 minutes, uninterrupted. What were your thoughts on today's game? And what are your thoughts on the Rams the rest of the way?
You know, today's game was exactly what the whole season has been. It's just been inconsistency across the board. I did think the offense was better aside from the first quarter. I liked Matthew Stafford. Good completions. Puka Nacua looked great. Cup looked great. Even Parkinson, I mean, get him in the end zone. I think that'll serve, productive moving forward. I think that'll give him confidence. Kyron had some great runs. Corum had some great runs. The offensive line looked good. I'm glad, we've messed up along the season, but McVay hasn't been stubborn to where if he sees something isn't working, he'll make the adjustment. He saw Jonah Jackson. He saw enough. And, we don't have time to mess around. Get him out of there. Get Bo Limmer in there. If it's not broken, don't fix it. I thought the defense was okay. More importantly, I think what was costly today was the penalties. That's got to get cleaned up. I trust Shula and McVay to fix that. But, the Patriots, you got to give it to them. They really game planned for the pass rush, quick completions. It's the NFL. It's any given Sunday. It's never going to be easy. I thought for a moment it'd be an easy win. It should have been an easy win, but it's a win, and I'll take it.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me low-key, if you remember the year they won the Super Bowl. I think it was the year they won the Super Bowl. They played the Texans. And I remember thinking, I mean, in that game, they went up 20-0, right? But it was the way they finished that game that left me with such a bad taste in my mouth. Like, they just kind of took the foot off the gas pedal. They took the starters out. And I was like, that's going to have residual effects. And sure enough, right after that, they lost 3 in a row. So I don't know why, but today kind of reminded me of that. Like, I don't think they took the foot off the gas pedal, but it was kind of the same thing where, like, they should have won 38-14. I've had those two numbers in my head all day. That's the type of play that I saw today. I thought that the Rams should have blown them out. But like you said, a win is a win. And Kevin, appreciate you. First time caller Kevin coming on here. You are welcome anytime, my friend, and appreciate your support.
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, I listen to all your videos all the time while I'm at work and whatnot.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, big fan. And I'll probably see you on Sunday. I'll be at the game too, so hopefully we get a win.
Absolutely. You'll definitely have to, if you see me, just holler. I don't know what you look like, but you know what I look like. So yeah, be sure to holler and I'll definitely come over, and I'm hoping to see everybody there. Obviously that's a little, easier said than done.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try to see everyone I can.
Will do. Just one more thing, Jake, if you allow me. It just seems like every time we get the chance to close the game out, one more first down, we can never do it. That last sequence right there really pissed me off. Like, at least get some yards, get us in. I know Cardi's been a little questionable, but a couple more yards, a run play, a quick screen, a couple more yards to try the field goal, and we play. Frustrating. Anyway, we're gonna beat the Eagles. I really do have faith.
I think so too. I really do. But I agree with you. I had a really big issue with the way they finished this game. So you're not alone in that. But appreciate you, man, and we'll talk soon.
Yep. Take care, brother.
All right, you too.
All right.
Okay. Let's bring on HAV. How's it going, man?
Pretty good, dude. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm going to give you 2 minutes uninterrupted. What were your thoughts on today's game and the Rams moving forward?
Okay. So pretty much honestly what you echoed. It's a win is a win. It was good that we had that win. We took a pretty solid lead. We blew it. Wasn't very happy about that. I mean, the Rams, when I was watching that, like the third quarter, I was like thinking about you constantly saying the Rams just don't blow teams out. They never do. Like, for some reason, as soon as we're ahead by 2 scores, it's like, okay, let's pull off the gas a little bit. And it's like, that's kind of what it just felt like throughout the game. That last drive there, when they punted, it was painful. It was painful to watch them give the ball back to them. They gave them the chance to, obviously, Drake May's not Tom Brady, but they basically gave him a Tom Brady moment where it's like, okay, go down the field and see if you can pull the game back. But, yeah, I mean, I'm just glad they got the win. We're 500 again. We got Philly. I'll see you next week.
Awesome.
We struggle. We notoriously struggle against Philly. Just like the Miami situation, I'm like, okay, nervous about it. But this feels like it might be the year that we're going to beat them. It's a primetime game. Philly's not that great. They have, like you said in a prior video, they have a terrible strength of victory. So,
terrible.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we should be pretty decent looking going forward. And for some reason, I have this gut feeling we're going to sweep the Niners. It's going to be a terrible, dirty game like last time, but I kind of feel like we might pull it out by a point. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I hope so,
Hopefully
man.
Seattle can pull this out tonight.
Yeah, if Seattle can win this would be massive. And this would be...
I don't have faith, but it would be crazy.
Oh, I have no faith at all.
Yeah, no.
the thing about this game, and by the way, what you were saying about how I say they don't blow teams out, I was thinking that in the third quarter. I'm thinking about me saying that. I'm like, oh, good Lord.
Exactly. It's like I hear your voice in my head. It's like, oh no, they have to make this a game. They have to make this entertaining. It's like, okay, maybe it's the LA thing. I don't know, but they have to make this like a nail biter every time.
Oh yeah.
But it'd be nice to just have one good blowout. Hopefully that's Seattle at the end of the year. I don't. Hopefully, actually, when we play Seattle at the end of the year, we're ahead by so much that we're putting backups in that we've already locked up the division.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
That'd be a miracle. That'd be great.
In closing, I am looking at the 49ers schedule. Worst comes to worst, if they don't win, if they do win this game, they still have to play Green Bay on the road. They have to play Buffalo on the road. They play the Bears. They suck. They'll beat the Bears.
Yeah,
they have to play the Rams. They're going to be at home, of course. They played Miami on the road. They played the Lions and the Cardinals. This is a tough schedule.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, when you're saying about Miami they look like a whole different team. Now they got Tua back. They got Tyreek out there. Miami does look like a dark horse, and if not making the playoffs, they look like they're a spoiler team.
Absolutely.
Like they feel like a spoiler team.
They're going to be ruining a lot of teams' seasons.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
And they might barely miss the playoffs or barely make the playoffs. They're going to be a 7 seed or an 8 seed. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. No other way to put it.
Yep.
But appreciate you, my friend, and I'll see you at the game.
Cool. See you then, man. Keep it going.
You too. Rusty, how's it going?
What's good, Jake?
Not much, man. I'm going to give you 2 minutes uninterrupted. What are your thoughts on the Rams after this game and beyond?
Well, ugly win. I'm not gonna lie. Defense was very disappointing today, but hey, they're rookies. I give them the benefit of the doubt. Offense finally decided to grow a pair and actually ball out, and that was nice to see. And I did not like how close this game was. Hopefully, this is just a bad day for the defense and ready to kick some ass against Philadelphia. And yeah, corners were very difficult to watch. Ahkello disappointed to me. I was mad today calling him ass, which, it's in the heat of the moment. So, other than that, I'm happy about the win, but still worried about how we're going to do later on in the season. And hopefully, this is not only the beginning of the offense actually playing to their standards, but just overall, hopefully we continue winning and hope Seattle at least help us in beating the Niners. But I know them bums they're not gonna help us. So yeah, pretty much it, Jake.
I know. I saw you on Discord. I totally knocked something over. I saw you on Discord. Like, yeah, McDonald isn't even that good, and it's kind of funny. But yeah, the whole thing's wicked frustrating because it's just like, I mean, obviously Seattle needs this. This is their season essentially. Like. They lose 6 games. I don't see them. I just don't see them making the playoffs. I don't. I mean, they're not out of it, but if they lose 6 games, they still have 2 games against Arizona. They have a game against the Packers, the Vikings, and the Rams. I mean, even that Bears game later on in the year, that could be kind of a trap game in between Green Bay, Minnesota, and the Rams. So, yeah. But yeah, I hear you, and I was really kind of disappointed in what I saw of this as well. But what's been the mantra of this year, Rusty? A win is a win, right? Yep. I mean, we cannot take any win for granted. But at the end of the day, this also, a lot of people seem to forget, this is also entertainment, and they haven't been super entertainment. So.
Yeah. That's the story of the Rams. But let's see you on Sunday. Hopefully you have fun, and hopefully you come out in the jumbotron.
Thank you, man. Yeah, we'll see. We will see, but I will definitely have fun. I'll be in LA from the 22nd to the 27th, so looking forward to it. I haven't been there since 2009.
Damn.
2019. Right. Oh, good Lord. I'm tired, if you can't tell.
Well, that's so good.
But All right, man. I will let you go, and you have a great night.
You too, Jake. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too, man. Take care. So, Falco, I see what your comment there. I'm going to bring you on. There's no way to overturn that, right? Because I saw the stop just now. He stopped. That was awful. That's just awful, man. Oh, well. Annoying, but at the same time, what was I saying? The 49ers don't have a great schedule. They have a tough schedule. Packers, Bills, Rams, Dolphins, Lions, Cardinals. They're going to have to earn it. What is going on? There we go. Falco, what's up?
Okay, cool. Now then you can hear me. Okay, cool. So 2 minutes uninterrupted, right?
Yep.
Okay, so first off, I thought defense, they had their moments, they had their undisciplined moments, questionable calls or not. I think defense played solid today as a whole. That Jalen McCullough call really bothered me because he was flat out being shoved down to the ground. Yet they called it DPI, or illegal contact. Which was weird as hell, but I'm happy the offense actually stepped up today and looked like an actual offense which can compete in the NFL instead of just kicking field goals all day. But this was a good stepping stone for next week against Philadelphia, which is the true test of the season. If we beat Philly, we can go on this legitimate run. If we don't beat Philly, I think we're just going to stay around 500 throughout the entire season. In my opinion.
That's
just
fair.
Because, we're going to hover around there and be a spoiler team, which isn't the worst, but also isn't the best. But that's all I have pretty much. Also, I read a statistic as well. Let me see if I can find it. The Rams pressured Drake May on 47.8% of his dropbacks, with 11 defenders generating at least one pressure. Jared Verse generated team-leading 5 pressures, with 4 of the pressures coming in less than 2.5 seconds. And Drake May was 11 for 18 and 1 interception when pressured. But Jared Verse having that quickness of pressure is incredible.
Yeah, he's insane.
Yeah, he should win Defensive Rookie of the Year. But at the same time, I don't have faith in the NFL media, so.
I think he's got more of a shot than Kobe did because he's an edge rusher. And when you're an interior defensive lineman, it is hard to get noticed. Like, that's why I think it was just so obvious. People only really looked at Will Anderson. Like, I don't think anybody that voted even watched Kobe Turner. So
yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, man, I know you got to get going, but I appreciate you calling in, and we'll talk soon.
Hopefully we win next week. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. See you then. Bye.
All right. TNT, what's up?
Hello, Jay.
How we doing?
How are we doing? Pretty good and all, but unfortunately, I actually missed like most of the first half of the game. I could only watch bits and pieces. Been quite busy, but I was pretty happy with what I saw in general. But this is the NFL at the end of the day. It's always going to be tough, and this is the Rams as well. We just don't win easy, do we? We don't finish games off.
No.
I just don't know what else to say, and I'm just thinking forward to. Obviously, we want to beat Philly, but we just know it's not going to be straightforward. It's not going to be easy, and even if we do play well in that game, I think we're going to find a way to make it difficult.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee it. I have a feeling it's going to be like the game I went to back in 2018 when they played the Packers at the Coliseum.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to the very last second.
Yeah, I just always get this feeling about the Rams. We don't like doing things the easy way, but I was pretty. I'm just hope that McVay keeps us O-line as it is. Doesn't get any ideas. Doesn't get creative. And I'm pretty tired as well, so I'll probably leave it at that for now.
No, I hear you, and I appreciate you calling in, man.
First time, but yeah.
All right, I'll put you back in the waiting room because I think you were streaming something, so I don't want to interrupt that.
No, that was more for Falcao while we were waiting.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, take care.
You too. Nice talking with you.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. And then there was one. How's it going, man?
You know why you're so tired is because we keep staying up late to play Call of Duty is why.
Well, it's definitely because of my upstairs neighbors and I can't get any sleep. I know. Yeah, man, when did I last? I don't even remember. I'm not even going to bother trying to remember.
What's sleep anyway? Dude, I've been having a problem with my alarms too. Like they're not even going off. I had to like tell somebody to wake me up today because I didn't want to wake up too late for the game.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
crazy.
believe it. Yeah, no, I definitely believe it. Yeah, so what were your thoughts on the game and thoughts on the Rams moving forward?
Win is a win. That's the slogan this year apparently.
Yeah.
So we're gonna roll with that. I gotta say, I was impressed at times with the offense. I thought they really did a good job stepping up today. I'm just glad that they. I know that like there's obviously like you can't say that they didn't take their foot off the gas pedal, but I think that there were some situations where it looked like they sort of did, if that makes sense. Like there was the like obviously the drive right before halftime sucked. You want that to end in points at the very least. Obviously, when it looked like they should have scored a touchdown, but the fact that they came right back out of the half and scored a touchdown in 2 plays is like, all right, they're not giving up on this game. They're not slowing it down. I feel like their first drive out of the half has always been sort of a bit disappointing this year so far as of late. I feel like some of those drives haven't ended the way they probably should. So to see them like come out guns a-blazing and scoring like 2 plays with Cooper Kupp. NFL defenses are still practicing social distancing on Cooper Kupp. It's 2024. Come on, guys. Yeah, no. It was good to see them show up in certain moments like that, but obviously I would have liked it to be a cleaner ending, but it's a win at all costs. You got to get the job done. So for the rest of today, we celebrate, analyze over the next couple of days, and then move on to Philadelphia. So I'm glad they took care of business today. Yeah, pretty exciting day for my fantasy team too, when you got number 9, number 10, and number 17 all in your lineup. So.
Oh yeah, I had number 9, number 10, number 17, and number 23 in my lineup. So
somebody drafted Kyron before I could. I'm pissed.
Yeah, I was told never to draft that many from one team, but they just fell into my hands. And I was looking at the guys around him, and I'm like, well, I mean, you have this guy rated really high, and I'm like, I don't think he's that good. Like, why would I, because I mean, Cooper Kupp was like in the 6th round. So, oh my God, the Seahawks got to stop. So,
Oh, wow.
we'll see what ends up happening. Yeah. So, oh my God, I see people showing up in the waiting room. So, yeah, Jack, appreciate you. And I look forward to potentially seeing you when I go.
I am trying as hard as I can to make it work. And if I can, I will be letting you know what goes on there. But good win today. We celebrate for now. We'll focus on analyzing in the next couple days, like I said, and then on to Philly.
On to Philly.
We can do it.
Yeah, they absolutely can.
It'll be tough, but we can do it.
So the 49ers are punting. Okay, cool. All right. Appreciate you, Jack. I'll talk to you soon.
Yep. See you later.
All right, later, man. Okay, so let's see. Elvin came in first, and then I didn't see who came in second and third, so I want to be fair. So Elvin first, and then the Mandalorian, and then BC. Elvin, how's it going?
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. This is my first time, but I'm not really a stat guy, so I'm checking the stats right now.
Yeah. You got 2 minutes uninterrupted. Let me know your thoughts on today's game and the Rams moving forward.
So, I thought the defense was okay today. The run game was a little concerning, like on the defensive side, allowing multiple runs even to a running back. I think they handed it off to, which was interesting. The offense was great today. Puka Nacua did not have the best second half. He had like 1 or 2 targets in the second half, but in the first half, he was definitely a great receiver. And Cooper Kupp was good all game round. Colby Parkinson, I still don't really trust him. I think he could be a good tight end 3 for blocking, but Matthew Stafford is playing like a top 10 quarterback, but I don't know. This team's like some of the time they're a really good team, and then other times they're not. Usually from injuries, or sometimes it's just underperformance, like the Dolphins game.
Yeah, no, I hear you there. It feels like, I mean, I've been saying it. It feels like the offense should be better than it is, but that's just how I see it. But yeah, man, I appreciate you calling in for the first time, and feel free to call in whenever.
Yeah, okay. See ya.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
Thanks. Okay. Ian, how we doing?
Doing good, man. How do I sound? Do I sound okay?
You're, a little muffled, distorted, but I can hear you.
Right on. I wonder why that is. Let's see here. My phone's been jacked. I don't know what's going on. But if I talk a little bit more louder, do I sound okay at least?
Yeah, they can, we can all hear you, so.
All right, very good. Well, my friend, that was a freaking nail biter, and I was going to lose my Rams football mind if we would have lost this game. Let me just say that right off the bat. It would have been DEFCON 9, whatever they call it when, the nuclear bombs are going off. I mean, Rams Nation, I was ready. And I think everyone should have been ready if we would have lost this game. But thank God the offense showed up. And let me say this real quick. Bo Limmer should have never been yanked out of the lineup last week. I was a big Bo pro Bo Limmer not being pulled because he was playing like a Pro Bowl, all pro level center, in my opinion. And what a shock. He goes back in the lineup. The interior is holding up good. And then I'm tired of Joe Noboom, taking up money on this roster as well. I mean, shout out to Warren McClendon. He had some really bad moments early in the season. But since that Seahawks game at the end of it, this game, what a night and day development difference it was to have him starting at right tackle with Havenstein out. I mean, holy crap. What a difference having the young guns in there on the O-line. It saved this game, in my opinion.
It's so funny you say that because I actually forgot Warren McClendon Jr. was at right tackle. That's how good they were today.
He played great today. Yeah, he played fantastic. And another game with the young guns in on the O-line, 0 sacks against a Patriots defense I thought was better than Miami's last week. The way they played all year. So, sigh of relief, Rams Nation. Sigh of relief, my friend Jake, everybody. We win, advance to the next game, and let's just keep it going. But, yeah, defense, there's things that still bother me with their quarters coverage, cover 6. It seems every other game we get shredded when we're running cover 6. I'm like, okay, we should probably stop doing that.
Oh, yeah.
And then Cardi, I mean, look, dude's got a leg. He's a young rookie. I get it, but the way Sean McVay talked about him after the post-game press conference, he was not happy. And he never really throws anybody under the bus, and he didn't throw Cardi under the bus. But he basically said, like, hey, why didn't you go for that long field goal, with a couple minutes left? He was like, well, I didn't believe in the operation. And that's basically saying, hey, I didn't, Cardi didn't have his stuff today. We weren't going to put him out there. So hopefully he gets it together. Yes, he had a good game against Miami last week. So we know what's in him. That this cannot be happening for this team to get in the tournament if they get in the tournament. Like, he has to make all his kicks that are reasonable, right? He has to. So that's a concern next week and beyond. But Matthew Stafford balled out. Cooper Kupp Nakua balled out. O-line protected. And then, here we go, and we get a good offensive performance on a good defense, in my opinion. So thank God. Thank God.
What a game that Sean McVay would never want to play in a million years. Losing the time possession battle 37-23.
Yeah, we're so lucky. We're so lucky we won this game that, we made some really huge big plays. Defense, in my opinion, other than the cover 6 stuff that pisses me off watching film every week. This unit has a chance to be a top 10 unit, in my opinion. If they can clean up some of these zone coverage blunders when they do quarter-style concepts. But if they can fix that up, which, I think they can. I mean, Shula's going to, have to watch film and be like, okay, we can't keep getting shredded when we do quarter stuff. If they can fix that up, I mean, this unit could be a top 10 defense. I mean, it might already be based on some stats, but, just watching with your own 2 eyes, I think they can, and that's going to be key for this squad to get the 10 wins, 11 wins, and get to the tournament. Because, I mean, Rams Nation, Jake, if they don't get the 10 wins, they're not getting in the tournament. I think everyone should accept that.
No,
right?
no
they
one.
They got to get the 10 wins.
No one is getting in with 9 wins this year. I know that's happened in the past. It's not happening this year. I look at it and I'm like, the Commanders were the 7 seed. They were the 2 seed the other day. Like, let's just.
It's so crazy.
Like, come on now. This isn't the AFC where anybody can get in.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
The Patriots were playing to try and win out. That's why they gave the Rams everything. I really don't think they're going to be as inspired the rest of the year. This was really their last hurrah. No team has come back down 3-8. 3-7 was the crazy precedent that was set by the Jacksonville Jaguars the year Trevor Lawrence beat the Chargers. So that the Rams coming back from 3-6 is very rare. Like, I think the Dolphins are going to do that, but yeah, it's not a common thing. So yeah, I agree with you on that sense. Before I let you go, do you think the Rams are going to beat the Eagles?
Oh God! Look, if I just be objective at this moment, no. Just being sincere about it. Why? I'll be fast about it because I know you got to talk to some other people. Saquon Barkley is MVP level running back right now. We can't stop the run, and we can't stop athletic quarterbacks from destroying us on the ground. So they have a top 5 O-line, an all-world running back, fantastic receivers, and a quarterback who can scramble and keep plays alive, which other than Geno Smith, we've gotten killed on that all year on defense. What a terrible recipe that is for our defense. Now, on the flip side, offensively, they have with Vic Fangio, who Sean McVay worships, by the way, right? You know, he wanted his whole defense to be that way after we got shredded in 2018 by that. And obviously Belichick copied it as well.
Oh, yeah, he did.
So that's not good. On top of them playing really good defense as a unit, they have talented up front seven. What's his name? Zach Bond, if that's his name, if I remember correctly, who was somebody I was hoping we could have drafted way back when he was coming out of Wisconsin. He's just been on fire playing inside linebacker. And then Quinyon Mitchell is like an all-pro level corner, along with Darius Slay, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I mean, they have a fantastic crew, so it's gonna be a tough one, man, just based on the talent. But if Sirianni pulls some dumb Philly fan bullshit, then we could probably win and sneak one off. But as of today, right now, I would say no. But you and I will be at that game, and hopefully we get to link up before all the craziness.
Absolutely.
For a victory, but
I totally forgot.
Right now.
Yeah, we definitely have to.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, we'll be there. And, but if I had to just be objective, I think no, based on everything I just said. But if they could win, we have the talent, we have the players, but it's like I haven't seen enough of them consistently, both sides of the ball, to say, oh, they can be a team who's really damn talented. We just got to hope Sirianni screws it up, and we hope Jalen Hurts doesn't show up, and that'll be the key. But if we play our best ball, like Vikings, other times where we've seen the moments, we could definitely beat the Eagles, but they got to be consistent for that to happen. And I'll be there, so I'm hoping for it.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. It's really not a great matchup if we're being honest, but at the same time,
No, it's not.
I just have this like feeling in my gut they're gonna win. I feel like talent is gonna prevail. And the good news is they got this offense going right before this game. Had this game been right after the Dolphins game, I would have been petrified. But I think they had, in a way, it was kind of a get-right game today. I know they have things to clean up, but anytime you score 28 points in the NFL, you can't just, take that for granted. So,
no, not at all. Not at all. So fingers crossed. I mean, we'll do the film study, right? You'll look at it, I'll look at it, and then I'll study the Eagles a little bit too and see what the hell they got going on, and hopefully we win it. We need it. Got to get the 10 wins, right?
Yeah, and we'll see if Geno Smith and the Seahawks with 39 seconds can pull off the crazy upset on the road. Geno Smith is 0-5.
What's the score right now on that?
17-13 49ers, but they're at the 21-yard line. I might have to keep you on for this. Let's see what we got here.
Well, let's do it. I mean, come on, Geno. Don't give us that Seattle performance when we showed up. We need the Pro Bowl Geno right now.
Oh boy, they're coming. Geno gets rid of it. Well, I don't know what. I have no idea what Jackson Smith and Jigba was doing. Didn't get out of bounds. They don't have a timeout. Clock is ticking. 2nd and 2 at the 13. Okay. Hike the ball. 2nd and 2. Got to go to the end zone or run it. Oh, Geno just ran it. Geno, touchdown. Touchdown, Geno Smith. He just ran it in. Geno just ran it in with 12 seconds.
Oh, thank you, Geno Smith. You're helping us out so much. And look, to all the people who talked about Geno, you take it back for this next 10 minutes right here real quick, okay? It benefits us.
Hey, I've defended him like crazy on the NFC West Roundtable. I got laughed at for it, except not the Seahawks correspondent. Brandon loves him.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But
Geno could play. I mean, objectively, real quick, everybody, I mean, we're being serious. Geno could play. He just, we just beat the Seahawks no matter who's quarterback. So, I mean, hey, we'll take that.
Oh, my God. Geno Smith was 0-5, and now he's doing the put him to sleep.
Nice.
He's literally doing the go to sleep CM Punk like sign to the crowd. That's hilarious.
Okay. So if my memory serves me correctly, Jake, Rams Nation tuning in right now, we would be 2nd place as of today. So yes. Cardinals on the bye. We won. Seattle will leapfrog the Niners, right? And then That's so 4th place San Fran.
Oh,
Unless something insane happens right now.
oh, is this the no? This
Third
is the
place
second
Seahawks.
time they've played them, so it would go to divisional record, and I think the 49ers have it. Let me check. I have it all.
They've lost to us. They've lost to us. They've lost to Arizona, and now they just lost to Seattle, right? And they only have the one Seahawks division win, right?
So
on the
Seattle would be
game.
1
So
and
I
2
think-
in the division, and the 49ers would be 1 and 3. So I mean, that means Seattle would have the tiebreaker, right?
Yes. So I think, Niners last place, Seahawks third, we're in second, and then Cardinals obviously 1 win ahead of us on the bye. Hey,
Now,
gotta keep winning games, Rams Nation, and let's just we play the Cardinals late in the year, so we control our own destiny, hopefully.
and
Jesus.
this game's not over. We've seen some crazy shit go down, and this is the 49ers we're talking
Fair.
about. So,
Fair.
Yeah.
How many seconds left?
12 seconds.
Okay, look it. Can we get the quote unquote talented Seahawks secondary? I mean, just please play the football like smart football players. Whatever
Yeah.
happens right now in this last kickoff and the play or two afterwards. Oh man. Well, I'm glad to.
Here we go.
ahead, narrator, let's go.
Okay. Oh man, Deebo Samuel caught it and went down immediately. 7 seconds, and they had a timeout, I guess.
Nice. This is good. Today's a good day, Rams Nation. If this victory by Seattle over San Fran holds up, today was what they call the perfect day for your football team, right? Your other division teams.
No, it's huge. It's huge. If they get the win, this is the best case scenario
Yeah,
you could have. Because I mean, the Cardinals. I mean, they're the Cardinals are on a bye, so
Yeah, that's good. Who did they play next? Do you know?
Who does play next? Cardinals. Debo just threw it back. It's picked. Game over. Seahawks win. Oh, you're a robot right now. I can't hear you.
Sound back. Do what?
No, you're still roboting. Damn it. That's annoying.
How do I? Anybody?
Oh, man. Well, I'll let you go.
Any better?
Just because, you're turning into a robot and we can't hear you. But I'll see you. I'll DM you after this. So I'll see you when we're at the game. All right, later, my guy.
Sounds good. All right.
BC, how's it going?
Hey, can you hear me now? Sorry, I was on mute.
Yeah, I got you. How you doing, man?
Good. So, I enjoyed most of the game except for the ending when they kept giving them opportunities to come back in it. But as far as their long-term chances to see, if you look at their statistics overall, like most of them are in the middle of the pack in terms of offense, defense. They're 20th. Before this game, they were 20th in points per game, 22nd in points allowed per game, 25th in third down conversion. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Usually teams that win the Super Bowl are top 10 third down conversion. The only exceptions really are if you look at the last 20, 25 years, are teams with historically good defenses that can make up for how bad the offense is. teams like the 2013 Seattle Seahawks, the 2012 Baltimore Ravens, teams that were defensive heavy teams. I don't really, if that doesn't improve, I don't think we can compensate for the fact that also I think before this game, now they had a good game today, but before this game, they were one of only 4 teams that are not averaging 4 yards per carry. They're averaging 3.9 yards per carry. I think there's only 2 teams in the NFL worse. That's a concern because in the playoffs, the teams tend to be better at rush defense. And I'm a little concerned. But we did win a Super Bowl, two Super Bowls actually, with the fewest rushing yards ever by a team that won the Super Bowl. 44 yards rushing when Kurt Warner won, and then only 50-something yards when 56 yards when Matt Stafford won. So historically we've done it, but it's concerning because Stafford's older now; he's less mobile. I think it's a concern. I don't think they can do it again. Basically, is what I'm saying. I think they need to rush for at least 80, 90 yards in the playoffs to be able to be successful on offense.
Oh yeah. No, I agree with you. I mean, that was a big issue against the Lions. Actually, they weren't really able to run the football. Kyren got hurt early on, and it just kind of threw them in flux. So I think this time around, if something like that were to happen, you do have Blake Corum, Blake Corum looks like somebody that could go for 100 if you give him enough touches. But he's not going to start, when Kyron's here. Like, he's not going to get those opportunities. He'll max out at probably like 8-9 carries in a game this year. They are not throwing him into the fire at all. And I'm okay with it because I think Kyron's one of the best running backs in football. So, yeah.
Yeah, and he had a great game. He averaged almost 6 yards a carry. But Blake, I thought, had a pretty good game too for the little bit that he got in. He got 5 carries, 21 yards, had a 7-yard catch, some shiftiness, missed some tackles. It was good to see. If we have more games like this where we average more than 4 yards per carry, we averaged 4.5 this game. And we did 4, it went down because we had, 4 kneel downs for Matt Stafford. So it was really more than that. It was really more than 5 yards a carry. If we have more games like this, then I think this offense is as dangerous as it was in 2021, and we can beat anyone in this NFL, especially the NFC.
No, I agree with that.
I'm going to the Jets game. Are you going to be there? The Jets, they're coming. The Jets are soft too. We should pick them. I mean, they've been terrible.
Yeah, I have kind of almost an unwritten rule where I have to go to MetLife if the Rams play there. I choose between if the Jets and Patriots, or the Patriots and Giants, they both host a Rams game, right? I'm always picking MetLife. Like, I'm not going to go to both of them because I don't want to go to too many games because I like to be able to do this right after the games. I mean, this is my profession. So, this is how I make my money. So, it makes it a little difficult because, I got Bleacher Report and I got this. So I try not to go to too many games because I feel like I'm leaving a lot, on the table, essentially. I'll still go live after, say, the Rams Eagles, but I'll probably just I'll go live via the phone, so something like that. But yeah, I appreciate you though because you haven't just been here. I've seen you on Yankees Unloaded quite a bit, and it means a lot. It really does. I don't know if I come across like I appreciate it as much as I do, but I really do.
Oh yeah, I love your content. I love your unbiased takes and your breakdowns on kick of the game footage, and I think I've become a more informed fan from watching your content, and tough World Series, but hopefully LA gets another parade via the Rams.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, the Dodgers, they deserved it, so I have no ill will or anything. I just, I think right now the only ill will I'm going to have is whoever signs Juan Soto. If it's not the Yankees, then I'm going to be a little, what do they call it? Butt hurt?
The Mets are, they're definitely a threat. I would love it for the Dodgers to sign him, but I don't think it's going to happen. But that would be very Kevin Durant to the Warriors in 17, I think.
It definitely would, but hey, at least you acknowledge that. So yeah.
Yeah, I would take it though, for sure.
But BC, really appreciate you stopping by, and yeah, I'll definitely. I mean, I'll see you around, but I'll definitely see you at the Jets game.
Yeah, I look forward to meeting you in person. I can't wait. I'll be wearing a Dodgers championship cap and a Rams shirt. Easy to spot.
Easy to spot. That's what it's all about. All right, you take care, man.
You too, Jake.
Thanks. Noops, how's it going?
Going well, Jake. Happy that we won. So you want me to give like a speech or like a 2-minute talk about what happened?
Speech? No. Yeah, I'm going to give you 2 minutes and you just tell me how you feel, like, you know, what your thoughts are on this game and just moving forward with the Rams.
Yeah, I'm happy for the win. I'm happy that like offense showed up. Stafford looked great. And I think people are like, they don't like the scoreline. Drake May's a good quarterback. He seems like a good quarterback to me. I don't know. Like he's got a scrambling ability, which we struggle with. And he can really do the dink and dunk pretty well. And so, I mean, obviously our defense didn't play that well today. But it's not like, I feel like Drake May is pretty underrated. And yeah, also, I mean, we've got such a good defensive line. Kobe Turner has showed up today with the run stops. So I'm happy for that. The thing is, I don't think we can beat the Eagles for one reason, which is we're not going to beat the Eagles if we don't start off in the first quarter scoring a touchdown or a field goal, in my opinion. And we have not been able to score at all first quarter, and practically the first half, we just can't score. I think a team like the Eagles, unless they have a Philly meltdown again, I think we're not gonna be able to beat them if Sean McVay doesn't make an improvement first quarter. So that's my thoughts about it.
No, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't look too much into the absolutes, like you need to score in the first quarter. I totally get what you're saying. Obviously, if the flow of the game is neither team scores, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I would definitely like them to get out of this rut. Like, I'm tired of it. This is now 6 games. We're going into week 12 next week. This is 6 games where they have not scored in the first quarter. I think they scored like 8 times first drive touchdowns last year, something like that. So it's a little frustrating because it just hasn't been representative of what they have been in, you know, previous years. But yeah, hopefully they get out of it. They're going to have to, because that Eagles team, you know, we might be taking them a little bit lightly, but that Thursday night game, that definitely reminded people that they might not have the easiest schedule. They might have the easiest schedule, but you know, they have some quality wins, and that was one of them.
Yeah, I'm also worried about Barkley. I mean, everyone's saying it, but I don't think any of our linebackers look great today. They look decent, but I mean, they weren't great. Our cornerbacks also were having trouble tackling again. So I think, I mean, running to the inside, I think our defensive line's going to be able to stop that. I mean, Kobe Turner, excellent today at that, but I'm worried about when they run it to the outside. Saquon Barkley, I mean, I don't know. A.J. Brown blocking, it just looks difficult for us. But, I mean, I'm still holding out hope. But, yeah, that's my thoughts about it, the Eagles game.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that, Noops, and you know, we'll talk soon. Are you going to be at the game, or are you in that area?
No, not going to be at the game, sadly.
Bummer.
I've only been to one Rams game. I went to the game against the Browns last year. So, yeah.
Oh, nice. So you saw an exciting game.
Yeah, that was a really good game. I liked it.
I mean, probably didn't want it to be as close as it ended up being, but...
Yeah.
But...
All
right, man. Well, you take care, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Jake.
Absolutely. All right. and I am now closing the call-ins, so I will be accepting no more call-ins. Mo Mitch is the last one. Mo Mitch, how you doing?
Yo, what's up, Jake? My bad. Let me pause this.
No worries.
You hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, man. How you doing, man? Good game.
I'm good. You know, the 49ers just lost. That was a huge loss. That really helps the Rams out. So I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah, it was funny. Like, my wife just cut her finger and was like, I need Band-Aids. I'm like, I can't leave until I see what Seattle does. So now I'm in the car down to CVS for some Band-Aids. I'm like, I did it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just stopped everything I was doing on the show and was just like, all right, I guess I'm play-by-playing this game.
Yeah, man. But yeah, like you said, that was a great weekend for us. You talked about it, man. Just like the way the offense has been struggling. Yeah, I mean, it inconsistent. I mean, we heard Sean say that last week. But they came and played today. The one thing I wanted to keep an eye on was when it do the O-line, because like football, and you talked about this. It's like you don't have time to gel back when a guy comes back on injury, like as you do in basketball, where you got 82 games or maybe you have 163. You know, there's time for guys to work back and come back from injury. But when you talk about football, we're already
I think I lost you.
my bad. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you now.
Oh, my bad. No, I was just saying it takes time to gel an offensive line, and I think inserting Jonah Jackson back there, coming off an injury, like you said, it's not like baseball or basketball where you got 80 games or 163 games. You know, we need it now, especially where we are in the season, being week 12 next week. Like, we need what's working to go out there and play on the field now. And you got to give credit to Bo Limmer. I mean, 6th-round rookie, another gem found by Les Snead. He's been playing great, man. And that was one of the differences. I mean, I thought McLaurin, McLennan, I keep messing up his name, our right tackle, 71. I thought he should have started last week over Noteboom. I don't know.
I agree with you. McLendon?
Yeah, McLennan. I don't know why we love Noteboom so much. I mean, I get it. He's come in and at times and performed well when we needed him to, but that's all he is. Just a really expensive backup. And, you know, he's not he's not a starter. We know that. We love him. Great guy, like you said. One of your first interviews, but he's just not a starter.
Yeah.
And that was the big difference. They went back to the O-line that was working, and you saw the run lanes open up a little more in the second half. We got Karn some work. I want to see Blake Corum get some more carries. He looks good. And then, I mean, you protect Matthew, give him time, and this is what he can do. So I kind of have to give a little bit of apology to him too, because he's not having his best season, especially not like last year, but it's still plenty of time for him to turn around and play the way we know he's capable of playing, like another 4-touchdown day today. So it was a good offensive showing. Defense gave up a little more, but I think it was a lot of dinking and dunking, a lot of what they don't want to do, the quick pass game, greens. But when it came to the red zone, they really, really held tight in the red zones. That's what I was happy about with the defense this game. Not Jerry versus best game. That penalty, oh, God. Damn near threw my phone when he got that penalty, even though it was a soft call.
Oh, it was so soft. It happens all the time.
Yeah, I know, right? It's not like he used 2 hands. He was just holding the back collar of the guy. But, you know, whatever, man. But I'm just happy that we got the win and we can go with the Eagles 5-5. And if we play like this, man, we can. I don't know if we can win, but I know darn sure we can compete. And I'm sure McVay is tired of losing to the Eagles like he did last year and a couple years before. But you know, I feel better about this going into this game this week.
No, I hear you, man. I definitely hear you. I feel better about going into this game. I know a lot of people are going to say that they have no chance. I disagree. I think when you look at pretty much the whole season, they've been in every game except for that anomaly that was the Cardinals game. They went toe-to-toe with the number one team in the league right now, if you want to call them that, the Detroit Lions, 26-20. They beat the 49ers 27-24. They lost to the Bears 24-18. They lost to the Packers 24-19. They beat the Raiders 20-15. They beat the Vikings 30-20. They beat Seattle 26-20 on the road. They lost to Miami by 8 points, and they beat New England by 6. This team doesn't blow anybody out. They are essentially always in a one-possession battle, and I expect that to be the case against Philly. I think it's going to be ugly, or it won't. Maybe it'll be a shootout. Who knows? But either way, I think they're
set as 2.5 spread right now. Philly favored by 2.5.
Interesting. They're wait, Rams favorite?
Vegas thinks it's kind of a quick, but no, Eagles are favored.
Okay, so Eagles are 2.5. Okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll monitor that. But yeah, man, appreciate you stopping by.
1.5.
Yeah, I think it'll go down to 1.5. That makes sense. But maybe even it goes to a pick 'em based on the injury report. Who knows? But appreciate you stopping by, and yeah, we'll talk soon, man.
Brothers, want to drop in quick, man. Great win, great weekend, man. You have a great week.
You too. Take care.
Brother, peace.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So really appreciate you guys, your call-ins, your participation, comment section, super chats. I see HAV. First off, Matthew. Okay. Oh, sorry. I guess I missed some. Zaylor Swift, thank you for the 5. We need to consider letting effing Aubrey Pleasant go. Our secondaries across the board are not good enough. Penalties everywhere. I disagree. I think Aubrey Pleasant is awesome. I'm a big fan of his, and I know he's well loved in that locker room, but I appreciate the 5. Matthew, thank you so much for being a member. 38 months. Time flies when you're having fun. Need to get more Tutu Atwell involved. I think kind of miss the Mike Martz days of just going for the throat. Keep up the good work, Jake. Man, I miss him too, because I'll tell you right now, I just wish they would just step on teams' throats and never let him go. Would appreciate that way more. HAV, holy hell, Seattle did it. Thank you for the 10. They absolutely did. That was fun. Jesse Johnson, thank you for the 2. Good win, Jake. Need to keep the momentum going. I absolutely agree. All right, guys. This is going to do it. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button on your way out. Also, hit the pinned link. It is my Twitch channel. I'm going to be streaming there as well. So if you could give me a follow on there. I know a lot of you use that platform, and a lot of you prefer that over Kick. So I wanted to give an alternative for people. Please do me a favor and follow that on your way out, as well as hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I will be back periodically throughout the week. We'll be getting ready probably around Wednesday, Thursday to go to LA. I fly out Friday. I'll be making content in LA. Not bringing the camera equipment. It's too much. First off, way too much money. I couldn't risk damaging it or losing it. But it's just a pain in the ass to carry around. So I'm bringing my Insta360 webcam. It's a high-end webcam I got for like $200. So if anybody needs a high-end webcam, I recommend Insta360. It's a 4K. So we're going to be using that. So we will see how that goes. But you'll notice a quality drop-off for sure when I'm in LA. Anyway, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And everyone enjoy your night. You definitely should, because the Rams have already taken care of business today, and the Seahawks helped the Rams out today. So this is the best case scenario for Sunday. Could not have gotten any better. The Rams luck out. We're glad they did. Now it's time. The big test is next Sunday. I'll be there Sunday night. Rams, Eagles. Be sure to holler at me if you see me. I might just wear this Witherspoon jersey because everyone will know it's me. But all jokes aside, I actually might. I'll see you guys then. You guys take care and enjoy the rest of your night. Later, folks.